live recording this right now. It is Monday, November 17th. Dylan is here. Connor is what? Where is he, Dylan? Do you know?
All I know is we got a text late last night, saying I'm not going to be in for the recap show. So,
Wait, but this was after Bryce Young threw for 448 yards and overtime win?
I was going to bring that up. Correlation does not equal causation. You can't just plot two time series and say, oh, well, this is happening because of this. Or else we would say that ice cream sales cause shark attacks. But I'm starting to see something a little concerning. I think the last couple of times the Panthers have won, Connor has just said, not going to be there for the recap show.
Yep.
That's problematic. I mean, he says he's a Panthers fan, or maybe Spin Zone, pro Connor Spin Zone, he was out celebrating so much after the win, hungover today, and isn't able to make it.
Or no, I think it's just someone's got to face him. At least you're here, like as a Bryce Young hater, you're here to be like, you know what? I'm here to talk about the Bryce Young narrative. Meanwhile, Connor,
yeah, go ahead,
Connor's just the most convenient Bryce Young hater / fan. Like, you know, just flip flopping.
Yeah, it's like a hater, but then when he does well, I'm going to go hide in the shadows. And then when he throws for 103 yards, like he does 75% of the games, he's here to watch. He's here to gloat and boast, and we will have plenty of time to talk. I'll give Bryce Young his flowers for his performance. The first thing you said, you didn't celebrate your team's win. You didn't celebrate. You said,
whoa.
Need a
yes,
comment
that's
from
lie.
Dylan about 448 yards. Is that good?
Just because the first text to you wasn't celebrating the win doesn't mean I had about 40 other texts celebrating the win. And first line of the tweet, 6-5. 6-5. That's all that matters. 6-5.
Some are saying you do not care about the team winning. You just want to rub it. You just want to be right. You care more about being right than your team winning.
So are we starting with NFL today? Because then it's going to turn into Inside KarterKast if we're talking about this game.
We can start with NFL.
All right, let's do NFL then. Let me change the notes here. So
Madrid?
Yesterday, I'm traveling in Boston, BYU UConn, and then flight wasn't until 9 p.m. Sunday night or whatever. So I'm having to watch all the games on my phone. I'm doing the multi-view on my phone. The multi-view on the phone is just awful. It's terrible.
It's rough.
Whatever. I mean, you have to have the thickest glasses you've ever seen to be able to watch some of these games on 4 box on your phone, even though I have whatever. Besides the point.
What phone do you have?
Games, iPhone 17 Pro.
Jeez.
Max.
Not
Pro
the
Max.
Not the okay. That's tough.
Yeah, it's whatever the biggest one is. That's the one I have.
Yeah. Okay. Too big,
Anyhow,
some say. But go ahead.
Some say too big. I think it might be too big. You know, I don't know. They can't get too much inside KarterKast. Stay focused, Karter.
We got it.
Boston. Walk around all day, Boston, having to watch. We're sightseeing and all this stuff, but I got to stay locked in on the games. I got to be watching the games and everything. Had my phone up the whole time. Didn't bring gloves. It's freezing there. Hands numb. Doesn't matter. Still got to watch these games, holding it up, watching them the entire time. Then the Panthers game, roller coaster, up and down the whole time. We ended up for the final bit of the fourth quarter and overtime, ended up in the Boston Public Library. And that was a problem because I was pretty hyped up. And meanwhile, I'm having to whisper, just let's have it go. Let's have it go. Come on.
It's like an episode of Silent Library. Justin Bieber and Carter Baughan. Episode of Silent Library for the Panthers game.
My wife and my mom were there with me, and they were just cracking up because I didn't start screaming. But that overtime win was awesome.
First, I do want to start with thank you for your service. Cold hands watching football. Not everybody can do it. So, there we go. Thank you for your service. Real quick, you said you were in Boston. Who did BYU play in basketball?
Connecticut. University of Connecticut.
So, like, if you wanted to abbreviate that,
probably just Con.
Connect. Yeah. Okay, all right. I was just curious. Yeah, I mean, if we want to get into the Panthers talk, Bryce. Here's where I stand with Bryce Young. If I dog on him for throwing for 103 yards and having an all-time awful performance, then I have to at least acknowledge the fact that he threw for 448 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Great performance. I will acknowledge that. Am I wrong on Bryce Young? No. The same way you don't admit you're wrong on Bryce Young when he throws for 103 yards, I'm not going to admit I'm wrong when he throws for 448 yards. My question to Panthers fans is, Bryce Young putting up this kind of performance, is this what you want to see? Because we hinted at it last week of Bryce Young. Oh, well, now we're kind of in a purgatory. We can't draft a quarterback. We're stuck with Bryce Young. There are no good free agents. You talked about Zach Wilson. Is this what you want to? And now it seems like you're really stuck with Bryce Young if he puts up this type of performance every 8 weeks or so.
Yes, this is exactly what you want to see.
But Karter, this guy looked so lost. I understand he put up the numbers on 100%. This guy was, it did not look very good.
What game were you watching? What are you talking about?
The rollouts,
he was on a sprained ankle.
Oh my gosh!
What do you mean?
We're going sprained ankle route now. We're going sprained ankle route.
Yes. Did you not watch the game at all? He got his ankle stepped on and wrapped up multiple times. He had to go to the locker room, get some Patrick Mahomes pills in the locker room.
So this performance completely rejuvenates your thoughts on Bryce Young as the future of the franchise.
My thoughts have been the same the entire time. One, yes, you have to stick with Bryce as the future of the franchise, but also, Dylan, like, where else would you go? I wouldn't want to draft a quarterback. I'm not going into free agency. You're not trading for anybody. You're not giving up assets. Still see what you got with Bryce. He's 6-4 with this football team.
Here's the problem, though. We keep saying, see what you have with Bryce. This is what, year 3?
Yeah, and I'm okay.
Year 4?
This is great.
I mean,
but Dylan, I don't think you ever thought 448 passing yards was ever capable out of Bryce Young.
Statistically, you're due for a ceiling week like that. But how many times has he done this in the 3 years he's played in the league? How many times has he done this?
That's unfair because this is his franchise record.
I think we need to pull every single Bryce Young 400-plus yard passing game. I would love to see. Cam Ward's going to do it eventually, too.
See how many 400-plus yard passing games the Panthers have in history.
I'm willing to personally guarantee you Will Levis has a 400-plus passing yard game.
Did he win?
I can't answer that. But this is. You say you did not expect this from Bryce Young. Dylan, there's no way you expected this from Bryce Young. I think you play enough games at the professional level, it's probably bound to happen at some point. It's not an indicator of being a good quarterback or not.
He looked awesome yesterday. And the one thing we do always talk about is, look, when it's time to nut up and go win a game-winning drive, you got to say Bryce looks comfortable in those moments, man. There's no denying it.
I would not say he looked
comfortable.
What
are you talking about?
The body language that he exuded was not the definition of comfortable.
About? How many times did you see it? 10 out of his 12 career wins are game-winning drives. It was 19-24 after Chandler Zavala steps on his ankle and causes that humiliating 4th-and-1 turnover, and then the ability to come back and lead his team down the field and get the touchdown, and then in overtime lead him down again, get the game-winning field goal. Like, he was unbelievable yesterday. Him and Josh Allen were the best quarterbacks playing football yesterday.
I don't think that's crazy, but it doesn't mean. I think we have a little bit of a difference as of what that means. Josh Allen does what Josh Allen did yesterday 6 times a year.
I get that, and I'm not saying Bryce is going to go throw for 400 yards every single game like that, but what option, if you're saying, oh, you got to move on for Bryce Young stinks and all this stuff, what are you doing? Where are you going? What's going to be better than Bryce Young? Genuinely. Bringing in another rookie, I don't want for. Who cares? The Panthers are going to be drafting like 19-20 probably in the draft. Yay, you get the 4th best quarterback in the draft who's probably going to suck on this team. Anyways, Bryce has shown he can be the guy. Let's just see it. Let's just see it the rest of the season. 6-4, he's the starter. There's no denying that. 6-5, this Panthers team. They're a half game out of the division. We're in mid-November, and we're still talking about the Panthers.
We're also still talking about the Bears.
They're
I get
7-3 though. Like the Bears, that's different. Like, yeah, we should be talking about the Bears. Good for them.
One win is the difference between the Panthers and the Bears.
What are you talking about? Like we're talking about both teams. What do you mean?
You just said we're talking about the Panthers like it was a crazy thing, and then I brought up the Bears that have one more win, and you're like, oh well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't get what you're doing.
Panthers, Bears, who's favorite?
Why does this matter? I'm saying both teams. I'm saying more so in the fact that with talking about the Panthers that we, since doing this show outside of a blip in the late December of 2022, we have never talked about the Panthers in this month of the calendar year.
I understand the confusion about the Panthers-Bears point. What I'm saying is you were saying that we are talking about the Panthers in Week 12. I'm saying we are also talking about the Bears. Doesn't matter much who we're talking about in Week 12.
Yeah, but the Bears are going to the playoffs.
No.
I mean, they got too many wins at this point.
They're going to miss the playoffs.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Bears miss the playoffs. But anyway.
That schedule's not easy. Maybe you're right. We'll get into that in a minute. But no.
So Panthers, State of the Union. Panthers, we're feeling great. What are we thinking here? Bucs lose, Falcons lose, Saints don't play. Panthers in the division are the big winners.
Yeah, it was big winners for the Panthers. Really, I mean, Monday Night Football. Like, this is a monumental game for the season. Like, this could very well determine the wild card or the NFC South with this Niners-Panthers game on Monday Night Football next week. We finally get a real, actual Panthers primetime game that matters for once. Isn't that crazy?
Did you guys get one last year?
No, it was that Sunday Germany game. Shout out Luke Gray. He was at the game.
Yes, the Germany game. That's primetime.
That's what they say. But, hey, undefeated in primetime then.
I'm happy. Listen, I dog on Bryce Young, and I dog on his stats. He put up great stats, 3 touchdowns, 448 yards. My official stance on this is that is the one ceiling performance for the year. Like, I would expect more 103-yard games than 448-yard games. Than 300-yard games.
The fact that he did that well with how bad the running game was, too. I mean, the run game was, Rico was getting swallowed up.
Yeah.
And he was making Xavier Legette look functionable.
That's kind of what I wanted to get at, too, the competency of the receiving core. I'm not saying this to discredit Bryce Young's performance in any way, but this really felt like the first time the Panthers receiving core was kind of all on it. XL was good. McMillan was great. Tommy Tremble getting a little involvement in there. So
Mitchell Evans had a nice catch.
Mike Evans?
Mitchell.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Panthers fans, you got to be excited. I'm cautiously optimistic, though. I'm still still out on the Panthers, still out on Bryce Young. But if you are a Panthers fan, cautiously optimistic.
At what point do I get to take a victory lap with the Panthers? Do they have to win the division? Because I did say they were winning the division, but playoffs, I think if they get a wild card spot, especially in the NFC, if you look at the standings right now, I don't think 10 wins guarantees you a wild card spot in the NFC this year.
Win a playoff game.
No.
Yep,
if they get to the playoffs, this is a major victory lap for me because I said they were winning the division before the season.
That is what I will concede, win a playoff game, but even then, I still tentatively hold the right to be out on the Panthers if Bryce Young looks bad. Next week, look ahead, not to foreshadow anything, but we usually don't talk about Monday Night Football. Panthers 7-point underdogs.
I
the
saw
49ers
that.
who looked great. The 49ers looked great yesterday. Christian McCaffrey revenge game.
Every week I'll sit there and play like a little whose line is it anyways on my phone, before the games and everything. And when I saw 7, I thought it was going to be like 4, 5.5. When I saw 7, I was like, oh, that's kind of BYU Texas Tech vibes.
I already bet the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going to be betting the Panthers.
I think Wilkerson. I should have had the Wilkerson ratings up. I think the Wilkerson ratings makes this about the 4.5 that you were talking about. If that's worth anything.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Maybe the Wilkerson ratings and I have a lot more in common.
You give me a second because I have it right here, and it looks like 49ers. 49ers, Panthers. I make the 49ers 5.8 point favorites. 5.8. So 5.5, 6.
Yeah, I'm just so happy that this team is relevant at this point of the season.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I thought you were going to say good. Jury's still out on good, but they are
still
relevant.
Out on good.
That is relevant is objective.
But Bryce Young, let's see this moving forward. Let's not look down on opponents like they did against the Saints. And so in the post game locker room, so after I can't remember who they beat. It was the Packers, right? Before the Saints game. They gave the Panthers Monday off. It was like Victory Monday, don't have to come in, They got a little too fat and happy and then lost to the Saints. After the Saints game, all the guys in the post game were like, yeah, we didn't prepare. We didn't give a crap. We looked down on the Saints all week.
Don't do that.
Then after yesterday's game against the Falcons, said, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Practice. We're not getting fat and happy this time.
Hot seat, Victory Monday.
Victory Monday, big hot seat. Also,
the
Dave
ping-pong tables
Canales
from the locker room.
If it wasn't for what Shane Steichen's doing in Indianapolis, I think Dave Canales. Yeah, Mike Vrabel's having a good year too. I think those are the top 3 candidates for Coach of the Year, though. Vrabel, Canales, and Steichen. Mike McDonald, but they weren't bad last year.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a huge jump, I suppose. Big of you to say that you want to see more 448-yard performances out of Bryce Young.
I do. No, but you know what I mean.
That on a quote card.
Well, what we saw in the Saints game, you can't see that. You got. I don't even care about I don't care about the 200 passing yards. I don't care about the numbers right there. It's there is a look you can tell with Bryce Young if he has it or not that day. Just immediately you can tell. So
okay, all right.
But anyhow, very excited, very happy. I probably don't sound like I'm that excited though, because kind of tired. But regardless, quickly Falcons. Sneaky. I think this is rolling into our takes of the year, Dylan, where week 1, you had the Colts, Daniel Jones, he's going to be the next Sam Darnold. Colts are going to be awesome this year. I had Rams going to the Super Bowl very, very early on in the season. And this Raheem Morris is getting fired and should be fired after going 3-7 2 weeks ago, calling the Colts and Panthers losses. I'll take a little victory lap there, because if you're a Falcons fan, why on earth does Raheem Morris still have access to the building?
This is a take you were early on, and I kind of poo-pooed on it at first, but 3-7, you look at that, and it's just daunting. And again, I know you said it, all the resources in the world, Baughan Robinson, great running back, Michael Penix, or Kirk Cousins, take your pick. We get one in free agency, we draft one, and yet here we are. Why? Maybe, and I don't even really believe this. They're still saying young defense.
But Dylan, they gave up next year's first-round pick for James Pierce Jr. The Rams are going to get a top 10 pick. The Falcons are eliminated from any type of playoff contention. That's over. How is this acceptable? I saw Falcons fans in the comments being like, maybe the talent isn't that good on this roster. What are you smoking? Look at the other teams in the NFL and look where they are and look how much better they are. Look at their records compared to the Falcons and how much less talent they have on their roster.
I could maybe give some credence to the maybe not that talented discourse in the receiving core outside of Drake London.
Sure, but it's not like it's the worst in the league outside of London.
No, the Falcons have the Saints and the Jets coming up the next 2 weeks. 0-2, it's over. You lose one?
I think if you lose one of those, it's over. Those are zombie teams. The Jets are actively trying to lose games right now. The Saints, I'll give you credit. They're kind of frisky.
Both are away. There's no way you're sitting here now saying the Saints are frisky after they beat the Panthers. Am I living this in real time?
With Tyler Shuck, they're kind of.
Oh my god,
they're a little frisky. But it doesn't matter, regardless with the Falcons.
The Titans beat the Panthers to get you to say some nice things about them.
But that was the first real game we got to see with Tyler Shuck, though.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha.
The Falcons, like, you're going to fire him. There's no way you can bring him back for another year. There's no way.
Yeah. I don't think that's crazy. It really depends. 7 games left. You got the Rams that's a tough one. The Seahawks is
tough.
Their
season's
the Bucs
over
is tough.
at this point.
I mean,
you can't make the playoffs.
No. Sure, you still can. I mean, it's
7-0
extremely tough.
I don't think 7-0 even gets them into the playoffs.
You don't think 10-7 gets them into the playoffs?
Have you seen the NFC standings this year? They're not winning the division at that point. That's already done and dusted.
Well, let's see. Conference.
You've got the Seahawks who are 7-3. You got the Bears who are 7-3. You got the Packers who are like 6-4-1, I think. You got the Lions who are 6-4.
They can jump the Bears.
And the Niners who are also 6-4. You got the Panthers who are 6-5, and the Bucs who are 6-4.
They can jump Bears, Bucs, 49ers. Probably. I think they could jump these teams.
That's great.
I mean, we're talking a very, very. You'd have to go 7-0. Very rare. I don't think it's going to happen by any means. But Karter, this is the NFL. We can't sit here and say teams are out of it until they're mathematically out of it.
I'm going to go ahead and say the Falcons will not be making the playoffs. Breaking news.
Oh wait, of course. Minus what? 50,000? Yeah.
Well. Yeah, you said you can't. You want to
give me
say it until they're mathematically eliminated, but I'm going to go ahead and say it.
You want to give me 1,000 to 1 on the Falcons to make the playoffs?
Sure,
I'll take it. I want it for $1. Give me it for $1. You might be screwed.
$50 minimum bet.
You are not liquid enough to pay up $50,000 if the Falcons make that playoffs.
50?
Nope, not happening.
Yeah, we could.
Oh
we could
my gosh,
50.
quit! Don't act like you have $50,000.
We could pay out 50.
Gosh. We're not pocket watching here. I'm not pocket watching, but
we could
come
pay
on.
out 50.
Yeah, right.
Anyhow,
withdraw 401k.
Bills Bucs. This was awesome for about to the last 4 minutes, and then the Bills pulled away or whatever. Go ahead.
I have an issue here, and I texted you guys about it. The X's and O's of the games. This is the Bills that we see. This is the Bucs that I think we talked about. This Bucs team being fake. I think this is more of what we expect from the Bucs. We know that the 4 game-winning drives that Baker started the season with was not sustainable. None of this was super surprising to me, but what was surprising, end of the game, 50 seconds left, Bills either scored a touchdown or maybe kicked a field goal. They kick it off. Baker's getting ready to take the field. They say, no, we're just going to kneel it out with 50 seconds left. That doesn't – I understand 50 seconds left to come back 12 points. You can't do really. But that doesn't feel like nothing. That feels like – that's something as a gambler, as a bettor, you kind of keep in the back of the mind. You keep in the tickler files like, okay – because I was thinking backdoor cover this whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, they're kneeling it out. That's something you note. But Baker wasn't too happy about it either. He had his helmet on like he was getting ready to go back out and play football. And they kept him on the sidelines. They said, we're just kneeling it out. Baker was not too thrilled about it. That was odd to me. I don't know if I had seen that in a 20-plus point game, sure. A 12-point game, I don't know. It seemed a little odd. Did you catch that?
You texted me about it because I'd already turned off that game because it was over at that point. So you texted me about it. The only excuse I would give the Bucs for that one is the injuries they've dealt with. And it's like, look, we cannot risk these final 50 seconds losing another player.
Yeah.
But even then, if you're that worried about it, go throw in some backups.
Yeah, at least even if you don't want to throw in Baker,
yeah,
at least run a. I don't know. It was, and they didn't use Baker for the kneel. So It was odd to me. I was like, I mean, you see that when teams are up 20, 30 points at the end of the game, but 12 points seemed a little small, and Baker was not happy.
Now, I know Drake May played a great game on Thursday night against the Jets and everything, and he's been awesome. But, man, Josh Allen, 6 touchdowns in this game.
It's Stafford and Maye right now in the MVP race. I mean,
think
Josh Allen's up there, but
you think it's them two, and then it's a drop off to Allen?
no, I'm saying odds-wise, that's what it is.
I haven't looked at odds, so
I got him right here. You just give me 1 second. Stafford plus 150, Maye 200. Okay, Allen's 500 now. So he's kind of in the mix.
Off, though.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor 9-1, Mahomes 20. Yeah, it really drops off after that. Okay. Sam Darnold, sweet prince.
This is what we kind of thought about going into this Bills-Bucs games. I thought this was exactly what it was going to be. A ton of points, and then the Bucs defense is a real problem, though.
Yeah. This is, I think we all have kind of been on the Bucs are kind of fake train, and I think this is kind of where it starts, not to go off the rails, but this was a bit more telling of the Buccaneers team that I think is actually the Buccaneers team. You can't just do game-winning drives are great. I understand we love doing that stat with Mahomes, Bryce Young, but it's not a super sustainable method for winning football games if you're always down late. So nothing
Unless
too
your name's
groundbreaking here.
Mahomes. But even then, we'll get into the Chiefs. We probably should have started with the Chiefs. Like that's a whole nother thing. But you look at the Bucs so far this season. Their losses are to the Eagles, Lions, Pats, Bills. Okay, none of those are bad losses, but their best win was Seattle, and then after that, it's San Fran's not a terrible win.
And it is almost that's not a bad thing. Like you're beating the teams you're supposed to beat, you're losing to the good. That's just what I mean. That's just what it is. That's
now,
not
Dylan,
a bad thing, but it's not like the Buccaneers are up on this echelon with Los Angeles and Philadelphia and Detroit and everybody. Yes.
What gets real interesting, Dylan? The Rams play the Bucs Sunday Night Football next week. Let's say the Rams go out and beat the Bucs. Home game in LA. Let's say the Panthers win Monday Night Football against the Niners.
Uh-huh.
We've got the Panthers leading the NFC South then. We'd have a 7-5 Panthers over a 6-5 Bucs.
Wait.
Right? That's right. Math is good.
That would be interesting, but again,
now, just
we
point
don't
that
hand
out
out
there.
trophies in Week 13. We do not hand out trophies
we're not
in Week
handing
13.
out trophies, but I do want to see this Panthers team at the top of the division, after Week 13. I would like to see that.
Well, Karter. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. Like,
let me get it right. In Carter's ideal world, his favorite team has a quarterback that throws for 448 yards and is at the top of the division. We have it on record.
Yep. Yeah, breaking news.
We have it on record.
Breaking news. Let's quickly go through some games because we still got to talk college and everything. Actually, every show's going to lead with this probably.
Kennard Davis?
Whoa.
What?
We'll talk after. Chiefs Broncos.
Yes.
Broncos win 22-19. Chiefs couldn't get it done. Mahomes gets the ball, and you're like, okay, Chiefs are going to go score. They're going to hit the field goal. They're going to win the game. Broncos cover the 3.5, whatever. Okay, boom. That's just how it's going to happen. All right. Broncos defense getting the stops, and then Bo Nix leading them down the field, and then I eventually just have to eat my words on this Broncos team. Like, this was it. Like, I understand, if you're telling me playoffs start tomorrow, who you bet, and I'm taking Chiefs or Rams, I'm still doing it. I don't care. But the problem is the Chiefs are putting themselves into a terrible hole where they're going to be fighting for their wild card lives.
This is... So I'm not a Bo-Liever. I would not classify myself as a Bo-Liever. I think he gets a bad rap.
The text I was getting yesterday sounded like you were a Bo-Liever.
I think you and Connor crap on him like he's an awful quarterback. I don't think he's an awful quarterback. I think he's better. He's better than Bryce Young.
No.
Yeah, Bo Nix is a better quarterback than Bryce Young. But I will go hand up, and I will say, if you watch Bo Nix throw the football, he makes some really bad throws sometimes. Yesterday, he was not. Yesterday, he was putting the ball exactly where it needed to be. And if you are the Broncos, the game plan is just let your defense win, don't turn the ball over. And that's exactly what they did yesterday. Bo Nix threw for, nearly 300 yards, didn't turn the ball over. Didn't throw for any touchdowns, didn't rush for any touchdowns, didn't force anything to happen. But this is what Broncos football is right now. And I think they play again on Christmas. It's going to be a great game. You can really tell me anything's going to happen. But Bo Nix played well. He took care of the ball. He had some great throws. And the Broncos defense is just suffocating. It is a suffocating defense. You made the case, Karter. Well, we never saw him do it against good teams. Exhibit A.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got to eat my words. Like, they're...
Fade the Chiefs as a field goal or more favorite. Alive.
That's alive. Like, this is a bad week for me being being an anti-Bo Nix guy and anti-Broncos guy. Because, look, 9-2, I think they just clinched the division after that game because I don't think this Chargers team is going to be competing anymore with the injuries they are dealing with. Justin Herbert pressured on 48% of his dropbacks on Sunday.
Brutal. That's a day at the coal mines right there. That is a day at the coal mines.
And then the Chiefs, 5-5. Like, look, division's over. All that's done. It's just a matter of, okay, now you're competing with the Jags, who have the head-to-head tiebreaker over you, the Texans, who you play later on in the season, and the Ravens, who, say what you want about the Ravens, but they're coming back. So there's a real world where the Chiefs miss the playoffs. It's not crazy at this point. Now, what do I think is going to happen? Yeah. I think the Chargers and the Jags fall off, and I think the Ravens and the Chiefs slot into the playoffs in the wild card.
So, looking at yesterday, Broncos are one of the luckiest teams in the NFL. I think that's going to probably stay the same after yesterday. You take a look. They have some good sustained drives. Look like a 190-yard touchdown drive. They field goaled Kansas City to death, and they benefited off of a red zone turnover, the interception in the red zone for the Chiefs. So in my mind, it's not blatant. It's not like, the Broncos didn't deserve to win this game. I definitely think they did, but there's a little context to add there. Chiefs are going to make the playoffs. I think I'm going to be with you there, but this is a concerning start. But we've seen the Chiefs do this before. This is not groundbreaking or anything new for the Chiefs. It's just what they do.
5-5 to this point is, you're really dancing with the devil at this point. Like, you got to start winning some games.
That's getting close. It's getting close.
You've got the Colts coming up. That's no gimme. Then it's Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. They're going.
We got to play them. We got to play the.
Yeah,
how are we always playing the Chiefs? Feels like we're always playing the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah, I think you guys could be playing Oklahoma and you might lose. Talking about the Titans.
That's mean. Very mean.
That is mean. Because I don't really.
We almost beat the Texans.
Yeah, hey, nice. Do we might need, like, how the NBA's getting got with all this gambling stuff going on right now? Might have an investigation like 4 years from now. Like, what happened in that Titans-Cardinals game? Because how on earth did this Titans team win a football game?
I have long maintained it. The worst and also luckiest team in the NFL. It is shocking how we get lucky and we can't win games.
Lions lose 9-16 against the Eagles. Just a gross game. Jared Goff, 14-37, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jahmyr Gibbs with 107 in the air.
Can't run the ball. They had trouble running the ball last night.
They couldn't run the ball at all. No. Are we concerned?
About what?
The Lions?
No. Look, you turn the ball over on downs 5 times. That is not the status quo for Detroit. If you think that's going to happen every game, then you're sadly mistaken. I am dangerously close to going scorched earth on the Eagles. Dangerously. 5 stops on 4th down. That just is, I understand it's going to be, maybe the Eagles' defense is just that good. It's an anomaly.
I just don't think you can do it in the regular season now. Like, they're probably going to finish with they're going to go 14-3.
Karter, they said the same thing in 2023. They lost to the Seahawks when they were bad. They lost to the Cardinals when they were bad.
So you're thinking about doing what Connor and I are doing with the Broncos, where we said, look, I don't care if the Broncos go 17-0. I still don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, and we will be betting against them in the playoffs. Are you saying that about the Eagles?
I mean, obviously, as new information, if the Eagles can show me that they don't rely on 4 turnover on downs and an interception that leads to points, then yes, I will update my stance. I don't think you guys are willing to update. I think Bo Nix could go out and throw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns and look great, and I think you're still going to say the Broncos are bad.
Bryce Young could go out and throw for 448 yards and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, and you wouldn't change your stance.
Well, no, because we've seen 4 years of Bryce Young being absolutely cheeks and getting benched for Randy Dalton and all this stuff. Right? We haven't seen Bo Nix getting benched for whoever is Drew Lock.
We should have seen him benched a couple times.
I mean, yeah, here we are talking about him at 8-2 or 9-2 or whatever they are.
Oh, so now the record. Okay, just make it. Okay, record all of a sudden.
That's the difference, though. The Panthers have been bad.
Let's get back to this game real quick, Dylan. We got to talk about how cheeks these quarterbacks were in this matchup. Both quarterbacks were awful.
Jalen Hurts wasn't great either.
And the funniest part is we do this with Jared Goff. I said this earlier on in the season. I think I said it after the Packers game. When you watch a Jared Goff game, you can tell within the first drive if he's got it or not that night. Just immediately. And then it's just one of those weird Jared Goff games where you're like, did they just run a wrong route, or did Jared Goff just have the worst throw of all time? So
this is now the second quarterback we know on the first drive, if he's going to have it or not. Bryce Young and Jared Goff.
No, Bryce. No, that was a little presumptuous with the Bryce stuff, because the Panthers' first drives might be like the best team in NFL history.
So Panthers
scripted Panthers are unbelievable,
like Tom Brady's Patriots teams.
Yes,
that
better.
If we just get, we can save that for later. I have breaking news.
Okay.
Falcons quarterback Michael Penix suffered a potentially season-ending knee injury during Sunday's loss to the Panthers. He will be seeking a second opinion, but it is not encouraging. Does anybody want to give me my flowers for saying Penix is not going to start the whole year? This is not Penix's team.
I don't like you celebrating injuries.
Not celebrating, just saying that I was right.
You're celebrating. You're taking victory laps. That means
you see any confetti back here? You see any confetti? I'm not celebrating.
What?
I'm just saying I said that this was not Penix's team.
Whatever happened on the recording service we use, if you moved left, all of a sudden confetti would fall or bubbles would pop up.
Oh yeah, that was. I think I disabled that.
Okay, good.
It was like a Chrome thing, or if you did a thumbs up, something like that. So Kirk Cousins time. Kirk Cousins time in Atlanta, which is huge, huge.
He's gonna play well. He's gonna play well because they're playing garbage teams coming up. They're gonna win some games. He's gonna put up some numbers, and there is going to be a team that grossly overpays for Kirk Cousins.
Come on over to Nashville, baby. Oh, I would love it. I would love Kirk Cousins at Baby Blue. Maybe let him learn. Let him learn under Kirk for a year. Anyway, I had to get that breaking news.
Lions, Eagles.
Yes.
Do you take much away from this outside of you? It's hilarious. The Eagles won this game, and you're like, I feel worse about the Eagles.
Yeah, that's probably my only main takeaway, other than spamming the A.J. Brown button after he goes everywhere and complains to everybody he can talk to about not getting enough targets.
I mean, that's a tale as old as time, though, with wide receivers.
Yeah, that's nothing groundbreaking, I assume. But yeah, I'm not worried about the Lions. Eagles, I don't know. Maybe a little fraudish. We were very close to making some claims that are going to make people very upset.
I love it. I do agree, though. The Lions, yeah, one of my buddies was betting the live touch or the live drive results or whatever in this game. Every single time the Lions had the ball, he just bet $25 on turnover.
And that was pretty.
And he said he won like $500 last night. So
I was going to say, with 5 turnovers on downs, and an interception. It is what it is. Smart man.
Smart man, yeah. Reading the game. But anyhow, yeah, I do think that I still think both these teams are Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
if you're telling me you're going to go scorched earth, you can't say they're a Super Bowl contender.
I'm not taking the Eagles as seriously this year as I did last year. That's what I will say.
Oh, breaking
worse
news.
this year.
Breaking
Worse
news
this
from
year.
Dylan. Breaking news. Rams Seahawks. Rams win 21-19. They get it done again. Sam Darnold. Did like the Rams alternate jersey spook him and ignite some PTSD from past games or something? Because Sam Darnold 4 interceptions. I told you this is what Sam Darnold is. I know the Sam Darnold experience very well. Are you concerned about Sam Darnold going forward in the Seahawks team as being a legit contender?
No, this is an anomaly. It's exactly. I mean,
It's
Sam
not
Darnold.
an anomaly. It's not. If this happens in every big spot, it's just not an anomaly.
Sam Darnold has played great up to this point. He was due for same thing with Daniel Jones. Same exact situation we're dealing with Daniel Jones, or dealt with Daniel Jones.
I think Sean McVay just knows Sam Darnold in and out, and just knows how to put this dude in hell.
That I would give a lot more credence to than Sam Darnold being bad.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying Sam Darnold's bad.
Well,
I'm just saying I don't believe that Sam Darnold will actually lead this team to a Super Bowl appearance. Because now, after that loss yesterday, now they're going to be back in the wild card spot. We're probably looking at like a Seattle Buccaneers or Panthers Week 1 playoff game.
I know you're being serious.
It's going to be probably like a 12-5, 13-4 Seattle team that ends up being Sam Darnold's going to end up in the exact same spot he was in last year, where they win 12, 13 games, barely miss out on the division because of the head-to-head, and they're going to be playing in the wild card spot in round 1, and they will probably lose to like the Carolina Panthers.
What's interesting here about this game, I'm looking at the drive chart. Am I seeing turnover on downs? Am I seeing 3 points off of turnovers? No, that's impossible. One of these interceptions ended up in a touchdown. So I guess my Rams got field goal to death, first and foremost. My initial reaction here is a lot of these interceptions ended up in punts, maybe other than one. So I don't know. I think this is honestly, oddly enough, another game I don't take too much away from. I think both these teams are good teams. You play this game 10 times, both of them are winning 5. And the Sam Darnold 4 interception performance doesn't really concern me. Maybe I think what you said about Sean McVay gives me more pause than just Sam Darnold having these games. Like, that seems more likely to me than the fact what you're trying to say of Sam Darnold not being a good quarterback. Or you said you're not saying he's not good. You're saying he has these games in the big moment.
I'm just concerned about the Seahawks as a whole because they haven't beaten anybody good. Now, win your games in the NFL, you continue to do it, but come on. What are we doing here?
Counterpoint, they're 3rd in the Wilkerson rankings.
Counterpoint, the Texans are probably 5th.
4th.
Yeah, that's proving my point.
So if you're the Rams, you're looking here. You have one touchdown drive of 3 yards. You have another touchdown drive of 25 yards. Is that important context to add? Okay.
How about this? How about the? Well, wouldn't the touchdown drives be because of Sam Darnold giving him short fields?
Yes, but that doesn't matter. That
absolutely matters.
What I'm saying is you're not going to have 25 or less yards to go for a touchdown,
but
that often.
I think
and they had one sustained drive that ended in a touchdown. It was about 75-yard drive. Other than that, 20 yards punt, 20 yards punt, 5 yards punt, 6 yards punt, 15 yards punt.
But you say Sam Darnold seeing ghosts is an anomaly.
Yeah,
I mean, the biggest spots.
Can I revise that statement? I think it has more to do with Sean McVay than just Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions.
Okay.
I think it has more to do with Sean McVay.
I think it has more to do. He actually played a good team, and that's just what it is. Because what's their best win this season?
Are you yanking my chain here?
What's their best
Seahawks.
win? Name their best win. Name the Seattle Seahawks' best win this season.
At Steelers.
Ugh. Okay,
At
fine.
Jags.
The Texans.
Yeah, probably Texans. Texans isn't an awful one. Good defense, very good defense to put 27 up against. So I think if you're trying to make the Sam Darnold claim and you see that he threw for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh, that's Jaguars. Sorry.
Yeah.
213 yards and a touchdown. Good. I'm not worried. I think it's a Sean McVay thing. Now, I would be worried. This is mental note. Remind me if the Seahawks and the Rams face off in the playoffs. Hey, Dylan, Sean McVay has Sam Darnold's number.
Yeah, my thing is I just don't care who the Rams are playing. I'm picking the Rams.
That's a bad place to be. Bad place to be.
No, it's not a bad place to be. What are you talking about?
Blind trust. Trust in an entity and not asking any questions. Just like, that's how Colts start. Jonestown, Papua New Guinea. We can go down the list.
FanDuel is begging me to cash out of my Rams Super Bowl ticket.
I'm sure they are.
I bet I haven't checked lately. I mean, I bet we got at least a 3x cash out right now.
Why don't you take it?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What
are you talking about, Karter?
We're riding that thing. If the Rams are in the Super Bowl, I don't care I don't care what the odds are in that game. We're riding it out no matter what. We're never cashing out of that ticket.
Good for you. That's probably the right choice.
It is the right choice because I think the Rams will probably be
well,
the Super
not
Bowl.
In that sense. I mean,
yep. I think they're going to go into Santa Clara and probably win it. The Panthers are pretty good, so I don't know. It might be kind of tough. All right, we got to steamroll through these games.
Panthers Rams Super Bowl.
No, that's their NFC.
Okay.
Commanders Dolphins. Gross.
Yeah, Mariota and Josh Johnson sighting. Josh Johnson sighting there for a little bit. Couple handoffs. Chris Rodriguez. This was if we could just touch on it real quick. This was interesting because Rodriguez got the bulk of the touches, and the Commanders, it's going to be tough from a fantasy perspective for the rest of the season because it feels like it's going to be game by game who has the hot hand. But this does show they are not tied to Krosky Merritt being RB1. If someone has the hot hand, they're going to spam that guy, and that's what they did with Rodriguez in not Dublin.
Madrid.
Bernabeu, shout out Real Madrid. Played a lot of games on FIFA 15 there.
Not a fan of Real Madrid.
Why?
Can't stand
I'm more of a Barcelona guy.
Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Okay,
they're my La Liga
Barcelona
team
as well. I hate the way Real Madrid plays soccer. I think it's just anti-football. Anyhow,
we can do a whole other show on that.
Texans pulled out. They get the win somehow, some way. They beat the Titans, the mighty, mighty Titans. And Davis Mills is a starter, 2-0.
Yeah.
And it's not impressive.
No. I don't even know what to say. It was tough. I had a little bit of hope at the end. Like it's gotten to the point where I don't even start watching the Titans games. I start watching games that I've bet on or have fantasy implications, and then if it's close at the end, I'll turn on the Titans game. And it was tough. I had to turn on the Titans game when we tied it, and it was bad. Bad.
So it seems like C.J. Stroud will be coming back this week for Thursday Night Football. Have you seen their next 3 games? It's going to be pretty tough for the Texans. I think we're not going to be mentioning the Texans ever again.
Really?
It's Bills, at Colts, at Chiefs.
12-7. Peacock. Sunday night? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Not good. Not good. Bears, Vikings. Bears pulled out. I mean, the Bears are just pulling these games out from the just out of their butts. Doesn't matter how they get it done. Caleb Williams was not impressive in this one. J.J. McCarthy kind of turned it on a little bit more in the second half, but
so I will.
We
interception.
We might have to have a State of the Union about J.J. McCarthy.
Interception to Justin Jefferson. I can kind of rationalize. He was hit as he threw. Bad decision probably.
Man, I get a lot of these rationalizations for J.J. McCarthy. But meanwhile, when I rationalize a Bryce Young interception, it's like, oh.
Well, you're a Panthers fan.
You're a J.J. McCarthy fan. You're a Michigan man.
I have absolutely no vested interest in if the Vikings do well or not.
You do have a vested interest if J.J. McCarthy does well.
Why?
Because
I'm not a Vikings
been in
fan.
on J.J. McCarthy. What do you mean? You care about your
But there's
takes
a difference
you
between
care about
being
your
in on a
takes
guy
more than your
and being
actual
a fan of the
football
team.
team. You care about your takes more than your actual football team. Yes,
in the NFL, sure.
Yeah, you would. That's insane. You would rather be right than your team win a Super Bowl. Yes.
I think that's circumstantial. Right now, I would rather be right because I know the Titans are bad.
First off, that should never be circumstantial.
Oh, so you don't care about providing our viewers with correct takes. You don't care about being right as long as
takes.
you can be wrong about everything as long as the Panthers win a Super Bowl.
I've been giving them correct takes. I'm talking about Raheem Morris. This guy stinks. The Rams Super Bowl. I was on that before anybody.
I'm hearing more of you care about yourself than you care about the viewers. That is what I'm getting from.
No. I've been telling them from day one that Bryce Young is a good quarterback.
I want to be right for the people watching this show to be able to get valuable insight.
You're talking about vested interest in yourself. Meanwhile, you're saying Will Levis is a good quarterback?
Was that? I'm confused. Help me draw the lines there.
That means your take would be right and your team would get. You tried to double dip there.
Technically, still, jury's out on Will Levis.
The jury left because they just don't care. The jury's like, "What?
Well, he's injured, so we're going to kick an injured guy while he's down."
I mean, Bryce Young has been injured before, and you still kick him while he's down.
No, I'd never kicked him while he's down.
I don't want to hear that.
JJ, he'll be fine. Cut him some slack. The Jefferson interception, I can cut him some slack. The Addison one was bad. He had an opportunity to put that ball somewhere where only Addison could get it. He had 2 steps on the receiver. That was bad. I'll give him that. I will say that. On the record,
my problem with
JJ McCarthy, Jordan Addison interception, bad.
16 to 32, 150, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
I've said it. Bad, but I'm not worried.
I'm fully worried panic button smashed.
Well,
because I was skinned on this Vikings team before the season. I tried to buy it. I didn't like J.J. McCarthy as a quarterback coming into the draft. But then he goes to Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings, and you go, you have to like him because it's Kevin O'Connell. He makes it work every single time. But this is why you give some leeway to guys like Cam Ward and Bryce Young and others who are in terrible situations their first couple years in the league. J.J. McCarthy is in the most winnable situation ever as a rookie with an elite head coach, the best quarterback head coach you could probably have outside of maybe Andy Reid. And then you have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson that you're throwing to, and a good team around him. Like, at some point, I understand he's still technically a rookie and whatnot, but he's got everything in place to be good. And I even poo-poo on Bo Nix. Bo Nix doesn't have as much as what he has.
Bo Nix has a better offensive line.
Okay, sure, but the receivers aren't even in the same stratosphere.
I would agree with that, but I would say those two things end up being a wash. The Broncos have the best offensive line in football, and you have a clear wide receiver 1 in Sutton, and then there's a pretty big drop off.
But that's what I'm saying. But
that's
Bo
all
Nix
fair. That's all fair.
But Bo Nix has looked solid even from day one with the Broncos. Like J.J. McCarthy doesn't even look like a starting quarterback in this league.
Give him some time. It's okay. We'll figure it out. He's had some growing pains.
I was in on this. You better not screw me here, Dylan, because I was in on this. I was in on this McCarthy thing in Minnesota.
Michigan men figure it out. He cured depression. He cured ADHD. He can cure a few interceptions.
Are the Bears frauds?
Yes.
How so?
I don't have any reason. I just think they are.
Okay. All right.
Give it time. Let it figure itself out. Give it time.
Packers, Giants, Jameis. Shout out Jameis. Touchdown.
Shout out Jameis. Touchdown. Never mind. We'll keep going. I'll wrap up.
Packers, I just don't think they're a good football team.
This is another game. There's more than a 6-point favorite. They don't cover. This is just what the Packers are. It's crazy. They just play down to their competition. Malik Willis sighting.
Yeah, they have a rough schedule going forward. I think the Packers are missing the playoffs.
Would you say the Packers or the Bears are more likely to make the playoffs? I know exactly what's going through your head right now.
Oh man, well, to be honest, that's a good point. I think you got me here because the head-to-head matchups determine which one of these gets in, and I'm probably taking the Packers.
Yeah, I think it's the Packers.
I think you might be right. 49ers, Cardinals, 49ers blow them out. Nothing to talk about there. Jags, Chargers, Jags blow them out. Jags are just going to F around and maybe steal a wild card spot from the Ravens or Chiefs. And the Chargers are just beyond hurt right now. And
that's tough.
I'm not going to lie. I love Herbert. I love Harbaugh. But for the enjoyment of the playoffs, I would be very okay if the Chargers didn't make the playoffs because I know they have absolutely zero chance of doing anything. And I feel like the Ravens and Chiefs can be competitive, but I don't think the Chargers can be competitive at all in the postseason.
Is there any? I'm not super familiar with the injuries. Is there any chance they get healthy for the playoffs? Like if they skate by and
Yeah, I think I don't want to BS here. I would have to see certain positions, but I know the offensive line, majority of them are out for the season, and that's what matters most right now. So.
Yeah.
Ravens, Browns. Ravens win 23-16. Just an awful game by Lamar and the Ravens. Awful.
Hey.
They had no reason to win that game. But Shedeur.
Shedeur. We're good. We're good. There's a reason why this guy. There's a reason why they chose Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur. Maybe it's not race. Maybe you're just a bad quarterback.
4 of 16, 47 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception.
1 interception, yep. Bad.
In his defense, that's a brutal spot to have to come in cold going against this Ravens team. You had no idea you were playing. That's a bit of a tough spot.
That you were right until you brought up the Ravens. This is one of the worst defenses in football. This is, one of the worst defense. I will give you credit to the whole, you come in cold, you don't expect to play. Sure, I'll give you that. I've cut other quarterbacks slack for that before, but this is a really bad Ravens defense that he went up against too. Just a little context worth adding.
I just think that's a tough spot. I'm not going to hold him too hard against it, but he didn't look good.
We're good.
The thing is, I would clip that off you. That would be a disaster.
Yeah, I get fired. People calling for my job.
Anything else from the NFL?
Thursday night. Last Thursday night, John Mechie jackpot got $874 in bonus bets. What is obviously when you bet with bonus bets, you don't get the return. You don't get your wager in the return. What is a win? You say, I have this in actual cash. What is a win?
I think you get half your money back. It's a win.
$650. That is with a couple of awards and stuff outstanding. That is what I got.
So you spent it all already?
Yes, it is all gone. You only have a week, which I guess I could have waited.
You have to spend it quick, and so I think you just have to hit on a couple long shot plus odds stuff with those.
Jameis Winston touchdown, Cleveland Browns touchdown. I did a couple of those. I did a couple $100 single props. Dylan Gabriel over rushing yards screwed me, and it was in the second quarter, so I didn't get the refund. But we did okay. We did okay with that. Shout out John Mechie. I just wanted to give a little update there.
That's awesome. 2, when you have those, because I got the Ollie Gordon one or whatever, and you have a bunch of bonus bets to play with and everything, how fun is that Saturday, Sunday when you have all those bonus bets just sitting in there?
So, yesterday was fun. It was more fun. Like the Browns defenses scoring a touchdown. That was a blast. And then just like Jameis, you're down at the 1 yard line. You know they're going to tush push it. That's fun. I will say this. This is first world problems. The act of choosing how to bet it is not fun. I had no clue what the strategy was. Because I did a couple long shot single touchdowns. I did a couple long shot parlays. I did a couple props for $100. And if it wasn't for the props, it would have been a disaster. But yeah, and then there's a part of me that was just like, throw all of the 800 some on, something 2-1 or minus 110 or whatever, and just
like Hurts anytime touchdown and just.
Yeah, but so we did well there. We're positive. We've officially withdrawn.
I love
with
it.
a couple pending futures. So if we get Christian McCaffrey offensive player of the year, that would be awesome.
That's the fun part about those two is, like, I think when you have $874, I think you got to set at least $74 aside and do a bunch of fun futures. So every time you load up your FanDuel app, you're like, oh, I got that, I got that. Okay, all right. Like, maybe you parlay a couple championship winners or something like that.
I used a little bit on Panthers spread. I placed some bets for the next week just like that I normally would without using my actual money. Panthers were one of them.
I love it. Welcome to the party.
It's my olive branch.
I love it. Let's switch over to the NFL here in a second, but download SeatGeek, use code KarterKast. Use code KarterKast. $20 off your first purchase, $50 minimum purchase required. Dylan, we got a lot of college basketball in the air. Feast week next week. You ready? Should have saved your bonus bets for Feast week.
If all of my college basketball bets where I haven't consulted you have hit.
You should, you hit BYU spreads, so if you would have consulted me, that would have been the end result.
Things looked bleak though there for a while. It was not good.
It looked very bleak.
Looked very bleak for a while.
Anyhow, all right. Download SeatGeek, use code KarterKast, $20 off your first purchase. If you're listening on audio, we're going to switch over to the College Football Show. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Go check out the College Football Show as well, and we'll see y'all.